Today we are going to be reading a brand new book called Bigger. The author's name is Daniel Kirk. Bigger. Before we start to read, remember our unit is how things grow. So in this book, the little boy goes from when he was a teeny tiny baby to when he got bigger. So I want you to think about what's happening as I'm reading. He starts very small and he's getting bigger. I want you to think about every time you notice him get bigger, I want you to touch your nose. Once I was a very small. I was so small, I was hardly even me. There he is in his mommy's belly. But every day in the darkness of my mother's womb, I grew, bigger and bigger and bigger until I was born. I pushed hard with my little arms and kicked with my little legs, and guess what? I got bigger. I kept growing with the sun shone and by the light of the moon. Oh, wow, he's already getting bigger. Even though I did not know how to walk or talk or dress or feed myself, there was always one thing I knew how to do: grow. There he is, he's bigger. Let's go back and look at this page really quickly. There he was smaller there, and even smaller. So far he's grown so big that now he can crawl to his bottle. Nothing could stop me now because I was getting bigger. My, how you've grown, people would say. What a big boy you are. And I knew they were right. Well, now he's walking. They were right because when I stood next to the table, I could see what was on top of it instead of just underneath. I could stand on my toes and touch the doorknob and the telephone and the light switch on the wall, even though I wasn't supposed to. Now he's big enough to see what's on the dinner table. Boxes were filled with my old shirts and coats and pants and shoes because they did not fit me anymore. Only big clothes would fit me now. Well, he's not a baby anymore. I took big steps, ate big meals, and used big words. I slept in a big bed and went to a big school. I played with big toys and bigger boys. Wow. So over here, he was smaller, and now he's got even bigger. Let's see. There you go. Even bigger. Sometimes I didn't like it when other kids played with my toys, but I was getting bigger, big enough to share. And as I got bigger, my words began to grow. Well, it looks like he's playing blocks at school, just like you guys play blocks at school. I learned the names of animals I had never seen, and then I went to see them. Looks like he's at the zoo. I saw houses all around my own, and the people who lived in them. I learned their names, and they learned mine. Sounds like he's talking about the people in his neighborhood. When he was a baby, he didn't know those things. He probably didn't even know that he lived in a neighborhood yet. Oop, the page is falling out. I learned about the oceans and the mountains and the stars and the sky 1,000,000 miles away. It looks like now he's learned to read. Everywhere I looked, I saw my world getting bigger, and everything I saw, I took inside, and I was big enough to hold it. That means he's putting all that stuff inside of his brain like you guys do. Once I was very small. I was so small that I was hardly me. But there in the darkness, before I knew my own name, before I even saw my mother's smiling face or held my father's hand, was a promise. It was the promise of everything that I am and everything that I will be as I grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Wow, friends. So this book was all about getting older and growing from when you're a little baby, from when you're born, and you're a baby in your crib to reaching your bottle and crawling and walking and talking and learning and going to big school. And guess what? You are also still getting bigger. This year, you had your first year of school. You had your very first day in K1. And you're going to get even bigger and go to K2. And then first grade, second grade, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then college and beyond. You are going to keep getting bigger, just like the little boy in this book. So friends, what I want to know from you is, when you get bigger, what do you want to be able to do? When you get bigger, what do you want to be able to do? You can talk about what you want to do when you are 10, what you want to do when you are 16, what do you want to do when you're 18, a teenager, what do you want to do when you're an adult, what do you want to do when you're an old woman or an old man? What do you want to do when you get bigger? I can't wait to hear all of your answers of what you want to do when you get bigger. See you next time.